Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syahirah binti Rizuan. My metric number is 2016906, and I'll be sharing about my understanding and thought and what I have learned and gained from this subject, Islam and religious pluralism, and how the knowledge influenced me. So before I know more about religious pluralism, I actually read a book titled Pemikiran Islam Liberal by Dr. Ugi Suharto, which explained about religious pluralism. However, I was a bit confused by the term, maybe because the term is still new to me, and after several times of reading, I feel interested in this topic. And I remember in the book it was briefly told about religious pluralism, a school of thought. Among of them are global theology, transcendence, unity of religion, and syncretism. Discovering that the topic that will be discussed, I feel excited when I see the topic that I have read before, and I will study it more deep. So at the end of the lecture, I was able to understand that the concept of religious pluralism is a wrong approach and contrary from Islamic teachings. Religious pluralism is a state where every individual in a religious society has the right, freedom, and security to worship or not according to their conscience. Religious pluralism is very much against truth claim in religion, and pluralists want to maintain that all faiths are true and show different paths to the same truth. It also promotes the idea that all religions are true and equal by advocating the idea that there is no one real religion. For this reason, every followers of religion cannot claim that only the religion they followed is true, while other religions are wrong. This is obviously incorrect because Islam is true and the right path, because Islamic teachings and the Quran are the word of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala Himself. So moreover, I learned that syncretism is an ideology that combines elements that are clearly different to give birth to a new thought. Michael Pay defines syncretism as the temporary ambitious coexistence of elements that diverse religious and other contexts within a coherent religious pattern. So Hans Kuhn's approach to global ethics makes humanity aware that all religions in the world have common moral value. He recognized that every religion has an ethical component, and he works to use that as a springboard to inspire all faith to collaborate in bringing more justice and peace in the world. Hans Kuhn invites all people, both religious and non-religious, to hold fast to general ethical values. Apart from that, talking about global theology, it is a discipline of knowledge that can be fair to other religions in the world without having to dominate Christian doctrine to other religions. This approach comes from Wilfred Cantwell and Cantwell Smith and John Haig. Speaking about transcendence, unity of religion, this group is convinced that God is at the top while all religions flow down from that top, and this ideology was produced by Fridtjof Schumann. So at the end, we need to be careful of what we receive from the Western about their ideology. In order to protect our faith and belief, I think it is necessary for all Muslims to know the basic foundation of religious pluralism and how it affects our belief and society. We should see religious pluralism as a great threat because religious pluralism can open the door to polytheism and disbelief. If the Muslim faith has been compromised, then in fact the entire religious identity of Muslim community itself has been compromised. Religious pluralism, which supposedly wants to unite people under one belief, will surely bring disaster. To conclude, religious pluralism is a complex framework, and Western try to come up with many different names of religious pluralism, but the essence of each of them is still derived from secular framework. Religious pluralism is the result of the experience of the Christian West that is trying to transform its religious doctrine. So I can understand that religious pluralism is a confusing framework, and if the step is wrong, the idea of religious pluralism as a unifying agent for all the diversity that exists may damage the religious function, especially the diversity that exists in Malaysia. Indeed, Islam does not deny the fact that there are various religions on the earth. Islam even invites people to practice peaceful coexistence, where Islam recognizes the importance of diversity in society and the necessity for tolerance and respect both within the Muslim community and non-Muslim community. So in Islam, non-Muslim can have rights even if they are a minority. Non-Muslim are entitled to protection or in a Muslim country. This right includes protection from external aggression and tyranny from within the country. Non-Muslim have the right to enjoy peace and stability in life. In addition, they have the right to believe and practice their religious belief, because Islam views that faith is not a matter of coercion, but a personal sincere conviction. Islam truly celebrates harmony between Muslim and non-Muslim community, but this does not mean that we accept the belief of what non-Muslim follow as a real religion or a true religion. According to Ibn Kathir, the issue of belief that is between Tawhid and Shirk cannot be compromised or mixed at all. If there is reconciliation between Tawhid and Shirk, it is a victory for Shirk. As a Muslim, our duty as Khalifah is to preach, to spread da'wah of Islamic teachings. The da'wah approach also does not need to be harsh and forceful, because Prophet Muhammad SAW also deliver da'wah with wisdom and hikmah. And finally, I am very grateful after studying the subject of Islam and religious pluralism. It helps me to understand this concept of religious pluralism, which make me more careful when approached by philosophical idea from the West. I would gladly share what I have learned from this course to my family and friends by making them aware of how this religious pluralism is endangering the Muslims' faith. And before I end this video, I would like to thank Dr. Hasina Ibrahim for her determination to open my eyes and teach us and make me understand about religious pluralism and how it affects our faith and society. With that, that's all from me. Thank you.